Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm taking a look at this right here. And this is the high-grade Tekkadan complete set. Now I will mention straight away, because this is in a monochromatic reddish box, that means it is Bandai exclusive. So that means I wouldn't have been able to do this video without those awesome people over at buyee. So if you want one of your own, link is down there in the description. I will mention, I'm not going to be taking a look at absolutely everything inside of this box. We've seen this one, the Rebake Full City, we've seen the Flowros twice before, we've seen the high-grade Gundam Barbatos Lupus, and now I might take a look at those again in future in more detail, maybe with a little bit of extra work put into them, just to see how they've held up and maybe some better quality videos than I would have done before. But what I'm taking a look at today is this absolute beauty of a mobile suit. And that, of course, is the Landman Rodi. Now let's get it out of its cardboard sarcophagus. So this right here is the plan that'll be making up the Landman Rodi. So this is exactly the same for the most part as what you would have gotten in this kit right here, which was the Man Rodi. Just as you can see, it's in orange and cream. The other difference, of course, in order to get the color separation right, does mean we have multiples of this particular runner here, so it does mean you will have leftover plastic. Always cool to have. And we have this runner right here that'll change it from being the Man Rodi to the Landman Rodi. And this right here, as you can see, is from the Options Set 9. I've got a bit of plastic that's a bit loose. Oh shit, it's gone. And also, just because I will be glossing over it in this review, this isn't the only thing, the Landman Rodi, that makes this kit different from just buying these kits as is. There is another couple of runners in here which basically gives us some weapons and parts for using the Rebake Full City with the long distance booster. That right there is the Ryusei Goes Dane's Leaf. Moving on. Trauma. And we do have that big old lance for using with the Barbie Lupus Rex. I will also mention on the same day, this absolutely mammoth, massive, awesome sheet of decals came out. Now, I'm not going to take this out just yet until I plan to use this, but damn, look at that spread of decals. And just in case you're curious, it's the Gundam Decal DX7. So anyway, there's the leg. Everything but this little ball part up top is 100% exclusive. Well, it's not exclusive. It's exclusive in orange in the cheese color, but you can buy it green sold separately. But look at that. That is probably the most glorious gunpla leg in existence. Now let's get the rest of it finished. And anyway, that right there is what the Landman Rodi looks like once it's fully assembled in all of its absolute glory. This is one beautiful little, well, stumpy, thick beauty right here. So before I get into it any further, I'm going to rewind a little bit to the actual Man Rodi review I did way back when. Something inside of me told me that I actually said bad things about it, but actually I didn't say that much. I said the little stumpy legs aren't as impressive as what we would have seen from the first two releases from Iron-Blooded Orphans, which was the Barbatos and the Greys, which, you know, is a taste-related thing. My taste is refined since, and this is absolutely perfection and gorgeous. But I did notice I said I didn't like the color distribution on it, the light colors on the arms and the legs and the dark on the body, and it could have been redistributed a little better so it looked like it gelled together. And that is exactly what I feel this particular version of the kit does. The color distribution on here is absolutely gorgeous. In a way, it kind of looks like it's wearing a pair of cheese-colored dungarees, and I am digging that. There's some other nice mix-up to the actual color separation on this. I will also mention this is 100% pretty much color accurate, besides some lights that are meant to be on the clavicle, but otherwise the only sticker on this is the one in the eye in there. This looks so good. This color scheme is something I would love to see more of. And I don't mean like the Cheese Master, hell no. But yeah, just zooming in on the surface of this is a 100% obviously Ippei Gyobyu design, which means we've got lots of nice detail all over the surface, lots of nice raised parts, and it's a very intricately designed kit. If you wanted to actually paint one of these, and of course, just so you know, you're actually able to make one of these just by buying the standard Man Rodi and buying one of the option sets with the legs in it, slapping them together, and then you can paint it whatever color that you please. This kit is also available in a 2-pack with a gay rail, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, all of that surface detail there is asking for some nice two-tone going-ons, paint-wise, in all of the detail here. This is gorgeous. The lining is spectacular. Once again, I do apologize that I'm moving through these reviews super quick, so that does mean I never got to actually give any of this beautiful detail the lining and attention that it deserves. Yet, that is, yet. So yeah, this right here is what it looks like, just snap built, nothing else done, just 2 snips off the runner and nothing else. This is so nice. The only sticker once again is the eye section in there. You have a choice, by the way. You can either go for the full black for, I assume, when this is deactivated, the full version that I used, which is the eye sensor as well as the black segment, or you could just go with the eye sensor if you wanted to. Again, I really do like the way they've redistributed all of the colors on here. That's a nice little splash of that creamy beige. And we do have some orange in under the head there. That splits it up ever so nicely. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, the Landman Rodi is definitely a stumpy little grunt. There it is side by side with a regular size high-grade Gundam, that is the Beyond Global. And there it is side by side with another regular size Gundam, which is the real grade Mark II. An IBO kit, which is Hajiro Boshi. And another Ippei design, which is Moon Gundam. So when it comes to the accessories inside this box, which are specific to the Landman Rodi, we've just got the 2. Of course, that is not the limitation to what comes in this box, because it is fully loaded. Now, the hands that we have in here for the Man Rodi, or should I say the Landman Rodi, these are quite unique. They're both awesome and a little bit disappointing at the same time. First off, there is a hollow point in the wrist right there that you can notice from some angles. That's bad. But on flipping around to the other side, we've got a nicely sculpted little segment there. Now, that isn't actually a split joint, it just looks like one, but that looks nice. The inside of the hand right there is not color accurate, it is just the inside of the back of the hand. That's bad. But the actual sculpted detail on the hand is gorgeous. That looks so good. We've got all of those sort of split joints between each of the fingers, and that looks astounding. But this kind of does sum up this kit in general. For example, we've got like tons of sculpted beautiful detail, but then we've got massive seams right up the front of the limbs, both the arms and the legs. This being the arm, not the leg, and that being the leg, not the arm. So it is a mixed bag of a kit, and that goes for the hands too. So now jumping into checking out the weapons, and the first thing we have in here is the melee weapon that's included, and this is the Hammer Chopper. Jumping on over to the Gundam Wiki for the explanation on this. And what it says is a close combat weapon with varied uses. Aside from functioning as a hatchet, it can also be used as a hammer since there's a hammer head on the opposite side of the blade. Below the hammer head is a thruster unit, which upon activation can enhance the weapon's attack power to allow it to travel further when thrown. The thruster unit also functions as an attachment point for storing the weapon on the rear skirt weapon mount. So this right here is a simple weapon made out of one piece. To attach it into the hand, it's the usual, slot it in just like so. So that right there is what it looks like once it's popped into the hand. So this is your usual, simple yet awesomely physical iron-blooded Orphans weapon. So like it says, blade on that side. If you want to get to the hammer, you swap it on around to that side for that there hammer action. That right there is the attachment point, which is also the thruster for when this is thrown. And also, like I mentioned there in the wiki, you're actually able to pop it out like so, turn around to the butt flap, pull that out just like so, and there's an attachment point in there we can pop that right into, just like that. And it holds on pretty good, yeah, pretty damn good. Next up in here then we've got the medium to long range weapon, which is the 90mm submachine gun. A simple mobile suit use submachine gun that is widely circulated. Pirates favor the weapon due to its relatively low price. Due to its lightweight, it is easy to handle. It can be fired single-handedly or held with both hands, and during precision firing, the stock is extended. The submachine gun can be stored on the same rear skirt weapon mount as the one used by the Hammer Chopper, if it's free. So unlike what it says over there on the wiki, you're not actually able to extend the stock on this particular high grade right here. That is stuck in position. Popping it into the hand is just as simple, it just goes on in like that. So when it comes to what this is made out of, it's just 2 parts slapped together, so that does mean you've got quite a seam running down the middle, but still it works out quite well. It is that nice kind of stripped down physical weapon that we see time and time again in Iron-Blooded Orphans. And once again, just like before, when it's not in use, you can just pop it out, drop it even, and you can put it round back here, so you just have to move this out of the way, and the rifle slots in the exact same way that we would have seen with the chopper hammer thing. So now jumping into the articulation and trying to get it into the usual pose that I do to get these kits tested. And what can I say? I'm actually a little bit surprised about how well it did, especially in the ab crunch and the arms. This is a lot more than I expected from this thick lump of a mobile suit. Of course, the biggest letdown is what makes this the Landman Rodi as opposed to the Man Rodi, and that is the feet don't really do much at all. They are very limited and can't really pivot forward, back, or side to side, so that does look a little bit limited at times, at all times actually. So yeah, when it comes to any other alternative poses you could pull off with this particular kit, I find you always end up reverting to the exact same pose. You can have just standing there, or some variant of flying in the air with its legs spread wide open, twisted at the waist. Besides that, there's not really much else you can get from this. There's really much of an ab crunch per se besides what you get while twisting it, and the legs are definitely super limited. This definitely has a whole lot of high-grade iron-blooded orphans jank right out of the box, so parts do fall off quite a bit, like the arms and the side skirting armor. Once again, this is definitely more of a project kit than a lot of other high grades out there. That definitely comes as par for the course when it comes to a lot of the iron-blooded orphans releases. And when you actually think of it that way, is it really worth shelling out to get the Landman Rodi in these colors when you could just buy a Man Rodi, an option set, and some paint? But on the whole, when it comes to this option set right here, I would say if you're thinking about it, definitely go for it, especially if you don't have all the individual aspects that it's inside the box already. Like if you don't have the Flauros, the long distance booster, the rebake full city, Rex, etc. There's also some nice options in there to display some of the more late Season 2 Iron-Blooded Orphans scenes. So in a way, I believe from a collector's perspective, it is totally worth it for that. I can't wait to get the rest of what's in here built, eventually, to a spec that will make the Tekka Dan proud. Anyway, as always, if you do want one of your own, I got this through buyee, link is down there in the description. I'll put some tags to find it on there as well as the decals as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to come back for more gunpla reviews. As always, this video and every video would not be possible without each and every one of you guys who watches my videos. And special thanks to those of you who are supporting me over on Patreon and on the channel members, including Caleb Engelhart, Global Frequency Studios, Go Little Rockstar, Gunpla UK Limited, Joe, Kill Me Inc., Lauren Seahack, RG59061, and Van Fawn.